One thing that hasn't changed was in the middle of this rally, we had an inflation report on the 13th of November, brought the market down a couple percent from its rally, pulled off about half of that initial reaction from large caps, showing that inflation reports still matter to the market. We did get past it. There's a couple reasons of why I think that could be, but I think it's still the same theme that's going to matter. And we can look at this, when we look at what happened, well, CPI ticked up, the 12-month measure went up to 2.6. It's elevated. So base effects from last year that were moved out. If that happens to PCE this week, on Wednesday, by the time this comes out, PCE's probably already been released. That's the one the Fed watches. If PCE's elevated that high, market's going to have a problem with it. Right, we'll show what Fed rate cuts look like. But as long as PCE's well behaved in the low twos, I think the market's going to be fine with inflation.
This is one of the things that I think the market, at least whenever I see it, I'm always confused by their statements because sure, Trump tariffs would be inflationary, but at the end of the day, inflation is always and everywhere a monetary phenomenon, right? It matters what the Fed is doing. But of course, the indexes and the price can move. And certainly if you increase the tariff costs, it's going to increase the cost of goods that are brought in. But then, as Westbury was talking about, the deregulation and reduce of cost and burden of government can also bring those prices down. But we've consistently increased the money supply for decades now, and inflation has been low. But we've talked about that several times here, where there's a lot of factors that were the amount of the global workforce at that time. We had fracking. We had a lot of things that were playing into the index price coming down. I don't think those trends are really going to change, but I do think the deregulation component is going to help offset some of that inflationary component. And then once again, the Fed, depending on how they see monetary policy, is ultimately what's going to dictate whether prices can continue to go up.